I am a slave to my husband. I hate women. Pick me. Today we're going to talk about the shooting death of Father Chad Reed, who died at the hands of Kyle Carruth while trying to pick up his son for his court-ordered parenting time. We're going to watch the video together, but as a heads up, I'm not going to show the actual shooting part. So stepdad says, "Get off my property." Now he's going inside to get a gun, but they don't know that.
I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15. And you're playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6? I'm going to have the cuffs. I already got the cuffs on the way to your mom's house. Because that's probably where he is.
Alright, so right here, Dad is trying to pick up for his court-appointed time at 3:15. Mom is, like he said, playing games, wants him to wait until 6. And it sounds like he suspects that the child is at her mother's house. She's probably done this before. It is like toxic parent 101 to hide the kid at another person's house so that you cannot fulfill your parenting time and pick them up. I've been here. Moving on. Oh my god, she said I wanted to see him. Great point.
You keep trying to keep my son from me, I'm fixing to drag you and Anne-Marie and everybody else into court.
No physical threats.
I'm subpoenaing Anne-Marie.
Just legal.
Yeah.
Oh, here he is with the gun.
I'll take it from you.
Call 911. Call 911. Call 911.
Shoots at the floor. And that's where we're going to stop the video. That last shot went into Chad Reed and he succumbed to it. Now there's a little boy out there who does not have a father because a mother decided that she needed 3 more hours of parenting time with him because she was working and didn't get to see him enough. And this stepdad or boyfriend, Kyle Carruth, is going to get away with it too. This occurred in Texas, where there's the castle doctrine and you are allowed to defend your home with a gun. I will say Chad Reed should have just walked away as soon as he fired that first shot at the floor. That guy was clearly crazy, and your life is just not worth the ego or the masculinity to stand up to someone like that. So what do you think, TikTok? Was it self-defense or was it straight up murder? Talk about it in the comments and stay safe out there. We've got a couple updates on the Chad Reed situation. If you do not know what I'm talking about, go back and watch this video. And there's a lot to cover, so this is probably just going to be part 1. I'm very invested in the story at this point, so go ahead and follow my channel if you want more updates. So a couple nights ago, Chad Reed's stepdaughters went live with the Father's Rights Movement to talk about the case, and we learned a lot more. The whole video is about an hour, so I'm just going to cap the highlights. So first off, we learned so much more about who Chad was as a person. I mean, these are his stepdaughters. So for your stepkids to speak of you in such a loving and well-respected way, I think we all know it doesn't happen very often that we introduce a stepfather role and they take to him so well. We learn more about Jennifer Reed, the stepmother who was filming, who in her own divorce just partnered with 50-50, no child support, and has adopted children, and overall is a very reasonable, just saint of a woman. We learn that Kyle Carruth, at the time of the shooting, was still married to a district state judge, and that Christina Reed, the mother seen alienating her son from his father, was the mistress, the affair lady, probably the reason for their divorce. So just kind of says a little thing or two about her character. And for that conflict of interest, the whole case has been turned over to the district state attorney. This still does not give us any insight as to why Kyle was not arrested that day or why charges have still not been filed. A lot of people had questions about whose property it technically was, so we learned that it was Kyle Carruth's parents' property and the property that Christina Reed was using as her work office. So it seems like legally Chad had every right to be there. We learned that Jennifer Reed has petitioned to gain custody of Chad's children from the mother. Jennifer Reed has also teamed up with a really boss lawyer who's going for a multi-million-dollar wrongful death suit against Kyle Carruth, but it's having trouble taking off because so many judges have recused themselves because of these conflicts of interest, because of all these societal politics within this case. Jennifer is hoping to use the money collected from this suit to pass Chad's Law. This is a petition that was actually started from folks outside of the family in honor of Chad, and the intent is to make it a punishable crime to interfere with court-ordered visitation time. As you can see, they are super close to their goal. So go, 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 go sign. And if you're able, you can even throw a donation to help it get more viral. But look, we punish fathers with fines and jail time when they don't pay their child support. We need to start holding mothers accountable when they try to hide the child or decide that they can make up their own rules or reasons for withholding court-ordered visitation. We're going to jump into it in a whole lot more, but for now, sign the petition. I'm going to have part 2 up for you guys soon. So as you can probably guess from my username, I'm part of a lot of dads groups and fathers' rights groups where men will ask for advice on a lot of different topics. And I recently saw a certain problem that sent me. So this was an issue regarding alimony, which I'm sure you know are spousal support payments typically paid by the man to support the woman following a divorce. I actually don't know how much it typically is. Let's find out. Okay, so that's a lot. Another important part of the story is that typically alimony will end upon remarriage, okay? The post reads, I'm paying alimony. A couple months back, my ex had a big wedding. It's all over Facebook. She changed her last name on social media only, apparently. In court, she claims it was all just a celebration, that I still owe her alimony. Who knows what other handouts she's getting from the government? What do I do? Girl, you're telling me. Okay, imagine you have met the love of your life. Just imagine you've been dating a while, you're really starting to feel like you could build a life with this person, right? So you go out, you buy a beautiful ring, you book a lavish vacation, you take her, all expenses paid, and on the 3rd day you see it. You find the perfect spot, a perfect waterfall. You find this really nice couple to film everything. And you're getting ready, your whole life has prepared you for this moment, and you go over to her, you get down on one knee, and you ask the question, will you marry me? And with tears in her eyes, she goes, yes, yes. But, really quick, it can't be real, because I still got to get money from my ex. Like, are you kidding me? And I feel like a lot of guys would go for that too, because like you can still get the earned income tax credit and all that other shit without being legally married. Like, why fight it? That extra paycheck's only gonna help you, right? As for advice, I don't know. Like, people in the comments were trying to be like, well, you can look up the legal status of the marriage, but there's nothing to look up. She admitted that it wasn't real. So if she didn't really get remarried, she's still entitled to the alimony. Like, wow, just wow, the pettiness of people. So I'm curious what y'all think. Would you help your girl get an extra paycheck by not having a real wedding and just having her take your name on Facebook? Or would you kind of feel like that's a little stop and maybe dump her on the spot? I don't know. That's crazy. Comment what you think below, and if you have ever been in a situation like this or have heard of something similar, share your stories. Lord knows I got a whole lot more stories for y'all. Hey, someone make this make sense for me. It sounds like a lot of people oppose natural 50-50 custody between parents because it's too much back and forth. But typical visitation for non-custodial dads outside of 50-50 is usually every other weekend and one midweek visit. So every other week it's pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. We're looking at like 6 to 10 exchanges a month. As opposed to 50-50 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 exchange each week. Make it make sense. Here's a cute one. Of all the things you could advocate for, you choose men. You're a sad, pathetic woman. I hope you see the light. Oh, that's real cute. All right, men aren't things, so we'll start there. Men are people, and they make up about half of the world's population. So you're damn straight I'm gonna advocate for them, girl. Men are 4 times more likely to take their lives than women. 64% of murder victims are men. 92% of workplace fatalities are men. 85% of the homeless population are men. If you don't think men need safe spaces to feel seen and people to advocate for them, you are a sociopath. Like, not just a sexist, you might be clinically lacking in emotional and intellectual integrity. Not to mention, this was left on a video where I'm trying to raise awareness for a family that just lost their father to gun violence. How heartless can you be? Like, could you imagine if a man said something like, you stick up for worthless women? Pathetic. We would call him disgusting and he would probably lose his job. Hating men is not cute, but you know what? You better own it, girl. I better see you fixing your own car, changing your own oil, doing your own home repairs. Hold the door for yourself, bitch. Women can do those things, okay, that's not the point. At the end of the day, we rely on men, and men rely on us. Children need their mothers and fathers. There is no superior gender. And for your sake, I really hope you're a lesbian, because the only thing more embarrassing than hating men in 2021 is hating men in 2021 and still crying when they don't want you. This person has no videos of themselves as usual for TikTok trolls, so I don't know what she personally advocates for besides hate. But men, fathers, you are worthy of being advocated for. And before you go, let me fix your crown, King. Okay, go on. Another episode explaining the behaviors of the genders, except this time I want you to duet me and see if you can guess which gender I'm talking about before I finish explaining the behavior. Okay. Doing this. Which is it? It's all of us. We all do this, and none of us know why. Does anyone know why we do this? We must end the microwave before it hits one, or else... Yeah, I can't find anything backing this up. And before I jump into this, please no bullying in the comments. Please leave her alone. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. So I did what you told me to do, and I played devil's avocado, and I searched the exact opposite of what I wanted to hear, research that shows that 50-50 has negative side effects. And like awkwardly, this research that shows that it's actually more beneficial came up as the first result. But I persevered, and I wanted to check out a couple other articles. But a lot of these are opinion-based, and they don't have any research or actual statistics. I did find this one, though, so let's jump into this. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. This website also has another article that literally says the opposite, and that it is good. But in the Why It's Negative article, they calculate all their information using TimTab AI software, which for all I know, those are the bots that write those fake movie scripts that always sound weird. But this article is only arguing that the earliest stages of life, like baby and toddler, might not benefit from 50-50, but they still say that the next best schedule is the dad still having 43% of time. But non-custodial dads I know aren't even getting this much time. They're still only getting every other weekend. At the end of the article, they actually bring up the whole bouncing back and forth argument that I mentioned in my first video, and wouldn't you know it, they actually say that that argument is completely unfounded. Finally, I found an unbiased source that combined 40 research studies on the positive and negative effects of 50-50 shared parenting. And they really went into it. I mean, they tested across multiple cultures, multiple pools of people, so many different custodial schedules. They looked into cognitive development, school grades, sports, depression. Please look this up. It's about 28 pages, and it was all compiled by Linda Nielsen of the Department of Education. And at the end of the day, all 40 of these studies concluded that overwhelmingly 50-50 shared parenting had an overwhelming beneficial outcome for the children. They found school grades were better, emotional stability was better, involvement with crime or aggressive behaviors was improved. And they all had more positive relationships with both their mothers and fathers. 40 different studies. The Department of Mother freaking Education. Look, no one's saying give your kids to an abuser or a deadbeat. Abusers and deadbeats suck. Deadbeat dads suck. Deadbeat moms suck. Non-binary deadbeats suck. That's not who we're talking about. 40 different studies are showing us that if both parents are fit, the kids are going to have the best lives if they share their time with both parents. Once again, please no bullying in the comments. You just don't know till you know. I am a slave to my husband. I hate women. Pick me. I think it's cool to treat people the way you want to be treated.